Full Cards here, live and direct from Montreal, Quebec, and in front of me today, what a treat, I have a box of 2021 President's Choice Game Used Stick Rack to Mac and Crack-a-Lack Jack. So President's Choice, this would be Dr. Price, slightly pretentious Dr. Price, with the doctor title in the title, but he of course was the brains, I guess, behind ITG for all those years, and this is his premium product, a lot like Leaf. Don't really own most of the rights. I think there are likenesses of some players like Stamkos and Brayden Point, but others not so much. Pretty plain Jane cards. I like it because I loved the Centennial Habs product from 2017-18 or 2018-19, whenever. Also the Bleu and Blanc, which would have been the Maple Leafs. They also do Solitaire, just a cool product, guys. So configuration, 1 plastic container per box, 4 cards per container, 1 serial, 1,000 serial numbered boxes in existence. So you can see mine is 329. Yeah, and 10 boxes per case if you buy a case. And by the way, guys, just as I mobilize a bit, you see this madness here, this crazy box. I can't even show it. It's so heavy, it's ridiculous. That box of sets goes out to my last winner. How cool is that? So I just stuffed it with all these old sets. I'm gonna ship it off to the States, which will cost me a ton of money. So within a box break, expect 4 game used stick cards, guys. There aren't any ors as far as I can tell, or Gretzky's or Crosby's or McDavid's or Roy's from the checklist. Looking at the checklist, there is Howe, there's Maurice Richard, there's Matthews, Austin Matthews, there's Brodeur, I think there's Mitch as well. But kind of cool checklist. There are the Lumbergraphs, including a Turk Broda 101, a King Clancy, Bill Barilko 101. There's the Paddle Downs. So all kinds of stick themed stuff like the stick handles. I'm just looking at the checklist here. Stick racks, just a bunch of stuff. I know there's trips and quads, stick rack duels, boink, bing, 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 all kinds of cool stuff within the checklist. Stick rack sixes, for example, you can receive the Maple Leafs one, which is McDonald, Andy McDonald, Wendell Clark, Doug Gilmour, Matt Sundin, Dave Keon. Some good stuff in here, guys. The trips have Bergeron, Marchand, and Tuukka Rask, if you're into those guys. So let's do it. Very plain Jane packaging, very custom. But I'm a big fan of stuff that isn't upper deck, even if they don't have the likeness, etc. All right. And here we go, guys. Yeah, I think we can just use a decoy. Let's just see. There's. All right. All right, and we'll go with the decoy. There's just a ton of paper on top of these bad boys for one reason or another. So let's do it, guys. Let us do it. I'm hoping for a legend. That's just how I always feel about this stuff, but there's no way to know. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw that other one. Let's do it. So this would be covered in paper, and it's a Pierre-Luc Dubois, who I have in fantasy twice over. Nice looking stick rack, just a base stick. Oh, look at that, it's 101. 101, that's cool. I don't know why this is a 101. It looks kind of like the ones that are numbered to 10. But it's, I guess because it's from the 2020 Spring Expo. So that's very cool. You know, it's kind of strange. I don't know if it's considered parallel. I know that the only ones that are parallels are the ones from the Spring Expo. So that's interesting. If it would be a parallel, you'd think there'd be some reason for it being a parallel. Maybe it's just a stick rack 1 of 1. And he was 3rd overall after Austin Matthews and Laine. Although I think Matthew Tkachuk is the one who's really killing that draft now after the big boys. Although Pierre-Luc Dubois, man, he's having a stellar year. So let's see who this is. And this would be none other than Adam Henrique of your Anaheim Mighty Ducks. A little bit of schmutz on it. I don't know if that's tape residue, but that's a pretty dirty looking stick. Compare and contrast the newer stick, I guess. Is it a newer stick or just a more rounded stick? And this one is numbered to 10. Yeah, so this is what my point was. Why is this one a 101 and this one numbered to 10? And Henrique, who's, I think he's been injured, right? He's still kicking, that guy. Still kicking for some reason. For no reason. And let's see who this one is. And it could be another duck. We have orange. Actually not. It's Claude Giroux, Philadelphia Flyers. Numbered 4 of 10. Claude Giroux. A lot of people think he's from Quebec. He's not from Quebec. He's from Ontario. But I think he played with the Olympique, which might be one of the reasons why. Here, I'll show it to you guys again. This one's very clean. Bit generic. I'm hoping for something a little bit more elevated than just a base. So we've done 3. So this is the last one, guys. This is the last one. And it looks to be a trip. It looks to be a trip. I'll take a trip. I'll take a trip at this point, guys. So let's see who we have here of this trip variety. And so it's all Detroit, guys. And I can already see that would have to be Pavel Datsyuk, Zeta, and Nikki Lidstrom? I mean, what do you think, guys? That's funny. I was hoping for a Howe, although I don't know. They must have Howes in here. I know that they have him on the checklist, so I don't know if he's within the trips. And there it is, guys. So this one's actually a really nice one. This is worth the price of admission. So who do we have here? So we do, in fact, have Pavel Datsyuk, Zetterberg, and Nikki Lidstrom. And 3 very different looking sticks. That's a nice card. It's a beautiful card. And it is the 5 of 5. So you see that this one is just the generic one in comparison to the Fall Expo ones. I think we're guaranteed 1 Fall Expo per box. So that's basically it, guys. An interesting break of this stuff. I have to say, for my money, considering what was on the checklist in terms of some of the Maurice Richard type names, I hit a so-so box. That's just how I feel about it, guys, because I mean, I paid, I think, all in about 170 American, which is pretty penny for this stuff, but I'm a big fan of it, so, you know, there you go. Good stuff, guys, good stuff. Hope you enjoyed that. I thought that was kind of interesting. So I do swear by the President's Choice stuff just because of the variety and it just a whole other element to the hobby with or without the rights. And you notice that they did at least have the likeness rights of these cats. Well, obviously for the other ones, they didn't even have jerseys on some of these, which is kind of bizarre. Like, why would they not have, I mean, you know, what I don't understand is that really copying the likeness of a jersey? I don't think it really is. So you'd think that they'd be able to at least get away with putting a number or something on these ones. Very interesting nonetheless. And yet they do have the rights to these guys. So I don't know. You tell me, guys. We shall discuss legalese. I'll get some lawyer in here and we'll debate that stuff. So that's basically it, guys. An interesting break of this stuff. I'd say I did below average, I think. But I can be full cards. Please be sure, sub-like, hashtag tried. I can be full cards. Love you, rep, and place card.
Waiting over here, well, I've been